Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 2 taking place here on Twisted Meadows. Game 2 between Ted and Th000 here on Twisted Meadows, as Th000 now once again goes to his much more traditional human roots. Human versus undead on Twisted Meadows, and unfortunately for Th000 this time around, he is not going to be able to really militia creep out this particular creep camp. Otherwise, he will be forced to deal with perhaps a Death Knight with one of the best abilities to steal experience, that Death Coil, and trying to deny experience off to that Archmage. Now, I do believe that this is going to be an Archmage versus a Death Knight matchup, and we can now see that Th000 is utilizing that speed building on that Altar of Kings, so we may in fact have an early Archmage for some militia creeping. There is that. Oh, no, it is going to be a Mountain King. All right, so Mountain King now being utilized and now being trained. And if Th000 perhaps opens up with the fast expansion attempt, this is actually very, very good for him. This particular creep camp can be militia creeped relatively quickly, as we now see an Acolyte making a move out. At around the 2-minute mark in the game is normally when we do see heroes. Th000 will be coming across as hero slightly faster since he did speed build. Meanwhile, Ted is going to be coming out with that Death Knight in just a second here. Where is this Acolyte going? Acolyte now wandering up to the north. The Acolyte is an undead unit, even though he just serves undead. I think he still is alive. Just a human variation there, as the Acolyte now wandering around there. Acolyte trying to just come back around, trying to see what hero will be coming out, as we are going to be seeing, militia now being called. All right, this one particular Acolyte taking some damage. Mountain King is already out. And where is this Mountain King looking to go? Mountain King should be turning the corner here in just a moment. Wait, where is he going? He is actually going down here for this 5-3-3 creep camp. All right, so without being able to call down water elementals, he is now being forced to come in a little bit faster and call militia over to creep. The Death Knight are now trying to make its way over, and lucky for Th000 that he was actually able to find his opponent. Or sorry, find the creep camp. There you go. There is one militia there. Beautiful micro. The Death Knight should be able to come across and come in with the kill there. The Death Knight, does he have Unholy Aura? No, he does not, but he still comes in with a Death Coil to take down 1, if not 2 units. Skeletal minions are now out. Footman now trying to come in. There is another Death Coil there. 2 quick Death Coils for 2 quick dead units. Is a Death Knight going to get the last Death Coil off on that Peasant? No, he is not, as the Peasant temporarily runs inside and gets killed in the back by one of his brethren who has been resurrected as a skeletal minion. So 3 quick militia deaths, as the Mountain King now gets the level 2. Claws of Attack +6, though, a very nice item, as the Death Knight kills a sheep, most likely, in order to get 2 more skeletal minions. Mountain King still wandering around. Mountain King currently sitting on a maximum mana. He has not thrown a Stormbolt as of yet. And this Death Knight versus Mountain King matchup is going to be a non-traditional game whatsoever. All right, militia now being called back over in order to handle this Death Knight. We should see a quick tech to tier 2 by Ted, as we are also now going into Crypt Fiends. So the Mountain King is going to be a little bit more vulnerable to air units, since he does not have the water elementals. Well, you may see a strategy of either Mana Battery or Paladin as the second hero. Mana Battery obviously referring to that Blood Mage, as the militia are now trying to fight back once more. Peasants are now out. You can see Th000 still calling over, still training up a whole bunch of peasants since he is losing a lot of units here. The militia are attempting to fight back. Meanwhile, that Mountain King just doing a great job creeping by himself. This is actually very dangerous for him, as he may end up losing a couple of these footmen. One footman is low on hit points. It looks like it is at down to 28. Is that Mountain King perhaps going to get some Stormbolts off, as we see now another Claws of Attack come in? All right, units are falling. This is so dangerously low on hit points, as the Mountain King, now sitting at level 3, does have very, very strong Stormbolt, but he has no real way of healing any of these units. Spoke too soon. Arcane Vault now coming into play. Most likely will be getting up a healing scroll and then trying to heal up all of these footmen. Meanwhile, it looks as though the Death Knight is still sitting at level 1 on the far side of the map. We can see Halls of the Dead nearing completion in terms of that upgrade, and now 1 additional Acolyte sitting here. So Ted did not do the same build to protect his haunted gold mine here on Twisted Meadows as he did on Turtle Rock. All right, Arcane Vault is done. Mountain King was actually forced to sell his Scroll of Town Portal. Interesting turn of events there, as the Mountain King with Clarity Potion didn't even really need to use it, I think. Perhaps a little bit of a mistake by Th000, as he was pretty much maximum mana already. Mountain King now getting very close to 600 hit points. There you go, as we should be seeing an upgrade to Tier 2. Human players cannot live off of one hero alone, as the Mountain King perhaps going to buy some Boots of Speed. Now, Staff of Teleportation and Boots of Speed has been purchased. That Mountain King, is he going to actually run into this gold mine line and try to cause some problems? That may actually be his strategy, as the Mountain King now wandering off here. You can take a look that there is two cold towers, one in the form of the Halls of the Dead, a second one in the form of that Nerubian tower back there, as the Mountain King, gets off a Stormbolt, takes down an Acolyte. All right, Slaughterhouse is now taking a bit of damage. You can see how much damage is being absorbed here as the ghouls are now trying to fight back. There's a Stormbolt, and a level 2 Stormbolt pretty much almost one-shots a ghoul, as it only has 120 hit points left. They are fighting on Blight. There is another Stormbolt there. It gets taken down as the Mountain King returns the favor with 2-3 quick kills on ghouls instead of militia, as now we will see this one low hit point footman get slowed and killed. Unable to run away. Meanwhile, we can see that the Staff of Teleportation, the Mountain King, did teleport all the way back. Clarity Potion once more. Mountain King may try to rinse and repeat. These footmen are still all very low on health. Level 1 on the Lich, level 2 on the Death Knight, with also a potion of mana, as the footmen are now in a very dangerous situation. The footmen now being forced to retreat. Unholy Aura will make all of these units slightly faster. And where is this Mountain King going? The Mountain King now sitting in the middle of an open field. That is not a good place for it. Are we going to see a Frost Nova? Of course not, as the Lich is still sitting at level 1 and has instead trained Frost Armor. Mountain King, by his lonesome self, will be battling up against 4 Crypt Fiends, some skeletal minions, and an obsidian statue. It looks like the expansion has been found. More guard towers now trying to be constructed. One guard tower is going to finish just in time. Now what about the second guard tower, as the Crypt Fiends are now making their way over? There's the cancellation on the upgrade, and now it's going to be all down to this one lonesome guard tower here. All right, damage is being dealt. Mountain King does have Stormbolt. Militia now being called over, and the Militia could go to work here in just a second. We should be seeing perhaps some more upgrades here in just a moment. More guard towers need to be constructed, as the Lich absorbing a lot of that damage. In comes more units. Is that Mountain King nearby? Yes, it is, but no Stormbolt as of yet. Peasants really need to repair this, and the guard tower just dealing a lot of damage pretty easily. Low hit point footman now needs to back away, perhaps going to be separated from the rest of this group. Here you have it. The guard tower is trying to fire back here. Both sides still firing, as the Mountain King taking an absolute beating still, and I cannot imagine how this fight is going to be going well for Th000. All right, there is a Death Coil saving a low hit point Lich from sheer destruction, as we now see the footmen are now on the run. This guard tower trying to get repaired will go down, as we are now left with 3 constructed guard towers, or scout towers. Scout tower 1 does go down as well. Scout tower 2 looks like it is going to fall. Yes, and now we are down to our one last final scout tower. This is not looking good. Militia coming over is going to get a surround on the Lich. Lich is now in trouble. What is going to be happening here? Frost armor, and the Lich gets taken down here. So Lich falls at level 1. Death Knight sitting at level 2. There's a Death Coil saving another unit. The footmen do not have defend, and with so much frost armor, all of this melee is not working out at all. All right, burrowed Crypt Fiends now trying to hide, as we see the Death Knight getting very close to level 3, now up to level 3, as both sides are still fighting it up. All right, guard towers, scout towers now trying to be constructed. Mountain King trying to run away, down to 28 mana, unable to do much of anything. You can see low hit point footmen now coming back around to regather themselves. Meanwhile, Ted is still pressuring here. All he is really doing is taking down towers before they are done. All right, 2 scout towers are up. Peasants are now all getting destroyed. Not able to call to arms here from this town hall. That was a patch update a while ago, as we see a whole bunch of Crypt Fiends. Coming back here, we are still seeing that tier 1. Double barracks now coming in from Tho, as we are also constructing a blacksmith. All right, we need to see defend here in just a moment. It looks as though the obsidian statues are now taking damage, and this is actually the perfect counter. The Death Knight cannot heal these obsidian statues, and with these obsidian statues gone, the Death Knight is not going to be able to really stick around that much longer. Tho still trying to make something happen, even though he is only down to one hero in this battle and only has one hero throughout. Death Knight still comes in, and there you have it. It looks like Ted should be able to take this game here on Twisted Meadows in just a moment, as the Death Knight will be taking down the Mountain King, and there you have it. Ted taking game 2. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.